Hey YouTube, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode where nothing's easy. Here to bring you another hard rant into Slandered Gaming. Slandered Gaming plays RPGs, CRPGs like me, and we recently tried to play Veilguard. I didn't like it. I don't know if he liked it, but he has a few things that he wants to say in relation to what Avowed, the art director, has said in regards to his racist remarks. And we're going to see if we can debunk what he has said in his video. But anyway, here we go. We'll try to make this as short as possible. I'll try.
Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. It's been a rough week. For those of us who are looking forward to Avowed, art director Matt Hansen has absolutely kicked up a storm that has everybody online talking about Obsidian, and not in the way that they prefer. We're going to absolutely get into that, but let me say up front, this video is going to be split into two sections.
Two sections? Okay. Oh.
Sorry. First, we're going to talk about Matt Hansen's first comments, which personally, I don't feel like are all that bad. I don't agree with all the pearl clutching regarding these comments. And so I want to provide some more context about what's happening right now.
I'm going to watch what he's just said because it did seem like he was playing favorites right there. But we're going to keep on going.
In the gaming discourse, because honestly, I feel like some of the content creators who have spoken on this situation are being dishonest. Then we're going to get into his second comment. And let me say up front, before we even get to that part, it was racist. It was racist. It was wrong. It is not the kind of comments or perspective that a hiring manager can be empowered to have.
At least he said that.
Certainly not publicly, but even privately, no, it just doesn't work. And it's very, very unfortunate to see that. He's going to have to apologize, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are going to be serious consequences for it. So
we'll see.
In that section,
I'm
totally with y'all. But this first comment, no. We're going to get
saved
into
you
it
$70.
Let's go ahead and get started. So you all know, any situation that I talk about, I like to provide the full context. So we're going to talk not only about Matt Hansen's comments, but also what led up to his comments, starting with Grums. Now, everybody who's watching this probably knows who Grums is. But for those
we know
who
who Grums
don't,
is.
He's basically a guy who puts out a ton of content on Twitter to highlight games that he feels like has too many black people, too many people in the pride community, or too many women who do not look sexually attractive.
You're being disingenuous. Grums is here to make sure that video games are actually video games. When you try to whitewash certain characters, change the appearance of some characters, change the whole form of a mythos or lore of said video game, Veilguard, for instance, those things are objectively wrong. And also, let's be perfectly clear here. We're talking about video games. Video is very important. Gaming is very important. Let's talk about the video word. Video, people want to see beautiful characters. This is crazy, I know, but people like to see handsome, beautiful characters. I see a lot of ladies that like to watch Chinese and Korean films where they see pretty boys. Do you know how much money Korean pop singers make because of women? It is insane. People like to see beautiful characters. It is a form of escapism. And yes, it has actually been proven again and again that characters have been changed or morphed into some sort of androgynous sort of look. Look at Arcane, for example, and look at the pictures in League of Legends on the V and the other characters. Look at how they look when it comes to Arcane, the TV show, and then the characters when they're in League of Legends. Completely different look. But let's keep going.
Attractive, right? He wants to try to push games to be more closely aligned with his particular politics.
Not his particular politics, because if it was his particular politics, then he wouldn't have a following. Do you get what I mean? When you mean his particular politics, let's go to Grums right now. Let's go right now. I mean, yeah, we got to. Let's go to Grums. He's got 224,000 followers, and he's barely following like 4,000. And it seems like a lot of people keep on looking at his channel, and a lot of people believe in what he says. Even Elon Musk follows Grums. So you're lying, because a lot of people agree with what Grums says. It is not his point of view. It is a lot of people's point of view, because let's be honest, you wouldn't know who Grums is if he had his own separate view to everyone else. Let's be honest.
And he's been very successful in that. He's created a very, very large audience. Now,
and how did he do that? Because people agreed with him. How many people bought Concord? How many people bought Dustborn? How many people bought Veilguard? Oh. So maybe it's not just his point of view. Maybe it's a majority.
Now, prior to him putting this tweet out, there was a little bit of an issue with Avowed where a lot of people felt like Obsidian is purposefully hiding the character creator because they wanted to hide the fact that there are pronouns in the game.
I at both ends with this. I think it's they might be hiding pronouns, but I think I know why they're hiding the character creation. Because if I remember correctly, Avowed has a thing where you get to do like your character changes the way they look depending on what allegiance or god you align with. So you're gonna have certain features, and that's tied to the story. So I think it might be tied to that. So it's not that whole thing with the pronouns thing. I'm glad I know about it so I don't get the fucking game, but I don't think they hit it for that. So, yeah.
And there was a scene in a recent gameplay video where you could see the character screen and you could see clearly that there are pronouns in the experience. So basically, some creators try to say that, oh, we got you. We figured something out that you didn't want us to know. Personally, I don't agree. I think Obsidian is not showing us the character creator because it sucks. All of the characters that I've seen, the main characters that have been created, thoroughly unimpressed.
At least he's honest. Hey, at least he's honest. I'll take that one. Hey, he's right. Hey, he's right. They look, I don't know why their face is tired. You get that one? He's right.
I ain't seen a single one where I was like, whoa, this really.
By the way, I would think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny that he just talked about Grums and how he always wants to see, like, he just said to Grums that he just wants to see beautiful, hot characters all the time. And now we're talking to him and he's like, hey, nothing looks appealing. Okay, Slandered Gaming. I'm just saying, you kind of contradict what you were just saying about Grums. You were just saying, all right, I just keep going. Maybe I'm wrong.
Really looks cool. And that's honestly been a criticism from some of the people who have
just like Veilguard,
who have gained access to do these impressions, where they said that the options you can select for your godlike really aren't all that great.
I apologize. I am hiding his face. I forgot he moved the thing. Let me. I'm over here. I apologize. I totally did not notice. Okay, we're good. We're good. I apologize.
So that's why I feel like they're doing it, or they could also be doing it because there's a certain part of the story that they don't want people to know. Either way,
that's what I'm thinking.
It's about pronouns, because I don't think pronouns really matter.
That's because either two reasons: you're okay with that political ideology, or you don't care about that political ideology. Me, for one, when I see that sort of disingenuous stuff on the pronoun thing, I don't want it. It is not needed. It doesn't exist. There's only two genders. Moving on. Okay? I am sick and tired of people just flagging certain things away that is obviously political ideology because they don't want to deal with honesty. Moving on.
Like, there's this section of the internet who loves to pretend that they're this huge deal and really matter, but I don't feel like.
No, that's a majority of people. Remember Concord. A lot of people didn't like the way the characters look, and they don't want to deal with that they them stuff. It is getting tiring. You need to notice a certain shift to the way customers, players, gamers are doing. People are getting sick and tired of it. Are there people that just go kind of, it's fine? True. But a majority of people are just like, fuck. But is the game good? No, the game's kind of meh. Then I'm not going to get the game. Simple as that.
Like, people
it's a red flag.
Games.
It's a red herring. It's like, well, if there's pronouns, am I going to have to cut my tits off, or is there going to be some mirror with the transgender thing? Am I going to have to do a barv? Then it starts to build up, because we've noticed a certain pattern with certain things, a pattern recognition, where it's just like, okay, well, now we got pronouns. Okay, well, if you do this whole like, well, I don't really care thing, well, guess what's going to happen in the next game? People are going to say the next game is, they're going to be like, oh yeah, this whole IP is inherently queer, and yeah, we're going to put all this new stuff in pertaining to a political ideology because you guys were okay with it in the previous game, so we're going to do even more in the next game. That's what happened to fucking Dragon Age, baby.
Or not buy games based on pronouns. If your game is great, even people who don't like pronouns are still going to play it. Baldur's Gate 3 and other games are a perfect example.
It is a perfect example, but do you notice a certain tone to the way BG3 does things? The way they do it is they don't pound it in people's faces. They give people options. They give people subtlety to how they do things. I believe Sven is a master when it comes to this, because he has certain beliefs of his own, and so is his other employees. But he probably came down to hey, listen, guys, I know you guys got your own sort of ideas or beliefs, but we need to go down to brass tacks. This is a video game. I want to give people an experience. I do not want to give them a lesson. So this is what we'll do. We'll have the pronouns, but we need to focus on the gameplay, focus on the story, focus on the lore, have the romances be really compelling, give people many, many choices to where here's a good example. The developers of Baldur's Gate 3 did not call each companion pansexual. They just said romance whoever you want. But for Veilguard, they were like, everybody's pansexual. Yeah, everybody's bi. They go on. You could do whatever you could have, you could be with Tash, and you can learn about non-binary. There is a certain subtlety to the way they do things, and they do things perfect example. Baldur's Gate 3 is fine dining. Veilguard is fucking McDonald's, and they got your fucking order wrong. You didn't get any chicken nuggies.
Example of that. And if there are people who love pronouns, I feel like there's still nobody who's like, pronoun is the line. If you don't have pronouns in your game,
it's starting to change that way. Like I said, pronouns for me, and I only speak for me because that's just how it is. I'm done with that shit. And it's starting to change. I'm not blind to it. You shouldn't either.
I won't buy it. I've never heard somebody say that. So I feel like all the way around, it's a big nothing burger. And Obsidian probably...
It's a big nothing burger? Okay, all right. Be more disingenuous.
Knows that. The idea that they were trying to hide their pronouns in their game, I don't agree with that at all. But anyway, Grums chose to speak.
Well, they added pronouns, and there was over thousands and thousands of people that were on that post, liking the post and saying, hey, I told you. Oh, and also there were people showing that they did pre-orders on Avowed, and they were literally saying, I'm done. I'm done. There was a whole line of things on Twitter where people were like, I'm just giving this thing back. I really wanted to play this, but I'm giving this game back. Will there be people that play this game? Absolutely. Is there a big shift in how things are taking certain video games? Absolutely. You would be blind to ignore it. You would have to be literally blind to notice that. There are many people that are just like, listen, I'm just tired of being pandered to, and they have crossed the line with me. They don't like gamers. They don't like me. I mean, they don't even like my own beliefs. They want to put their own beliefs. They want to focus on themselves and not the gamers. So if they want to do political pronouns on their game, unfortunately, I can't play the game that I wanted to play. You would have to be blind to ignore it.
Think about that. And he provided this screenshot of the pronouns and said, I'm drawing a line. I'm rejecting any game that has pronouns in it. And you grammar Nazis know what I mean. Stop being stupid. I don't care if the game is good, a message must be sent. Pronouns promote the woke mind virus, and gamers must send a clear message.
That's very true. That is very true. It is exactly what it is. Now, if you disagree, that means you're into it. And that's fine. That's cool. But to say, this is my only gripe. This is my only gripe. To say that people are done with this, I mean, to say that people are not done with pronouns. I mean, you know, to say like, hey man, it's like, this ain't real. No, nobody's really, you know, it doesn't really matter. To say that would be disingenuous.
So again, there's this section of the internet that tries to pretend that pronouns matter so much, and it's a huge big deal. Most of the time when a game has pronouns, you spend about 20 seconds.
I like how the only game that he came out that had pronouns that was a problem was Baldur's Gate 3. Like literally, that was the only one. Like he didn't have a list of games with pronouns. It was only Baldur's Gate 3 that he mentioned. The game that was critically acclaimed, had some subtlety, and had a good story. Now, we got Veilguard that is... See, this is the point that people need to realize. They will be okay with pronouns, but if you shove it in their faces, they're going to go back and be like, okay, I gave you this pronoun thing. I gave it to you. I gave you this whole trans thing, but I'm done. Dragon Age is done. I'm done. I can't believe I gave you guys my $70. I'm done. People have a limit. Let me repeat myself. People have a limit. And your limit seems just fine. And that's cool. But to ignore the other half and say it's a minority, disingenuous.
In the character creator, deciding what your pronoun is, or if you like me, is 5 seconds, because you immediately just say he, him, then you keep it pushing. The idea that this is this huge deal that breaks immersion, and that is pushing away play.
Because were there any pronouns in Pillars of Eternity 1? 2? No? Okay.
It's just absolutely.
And then you ask the developers, hey, can you get rid of the pronouns? And then they act in a visceral, violent anger and they just block you or something. So it does matter. Okay.
Absolute nonsense. Again, if your game is good, people will play it even if they don't like pronouns. So this is all just a grift. This is all.
You're grifting right now. I mean, even Jaffe, the one guy, the one fat dude that used to work on Twisted Metal and God of War, it's you're grifting right now. I am being honest. You are sliding and moving things around to where it's like, it's just a small group of people. Grums, he's only thinking about himself. You know, he's thinking about his own viewpoint. Oh, well, Elon Musk is following fucking Grums, and they both believe it, and they got a whole bunch of likes on the whole pronoun issue, and a lot of people on the whole thing, firmly don't want pronouns in their video game. That's not that many people. It's a small thing. If the game is good, people have a limit.
This is all about just getting money. More power to him. Hey, he's making it.
I want you guys to remember what he just said. It's all about making money. He's talking about Grums. It's all about making money with Grums. How is Grums going to make any money off of pronouns? Talking about video games. He doesn't make any videos. He does tweets. Are you talking about the other YouTubers? What, they can't have a voice? This is grifting 101. So these people have an honest viewpoint of their own. Not everybody has the same viewpoint as you, Slandered Gaming. You can talk about your own thing, and they will think about yours. There are different viewpoints with each person. You are being very disingenuous right now. Very disingenuous. To just say, it's all a money game. You're actually right, by the way. We're going to talk about DEI if we were talking about it's all about money.
It happened. Now, Elon Musk sees this tweet, and it's everything that he likes, so of course, he retweets it and says, having pronouns in a fantasy game is utterly unacceptable, right?
Yep.
So Grums and Elon Musk are on the exact same page, and they say, this is nonsense. Avowed shouldn't have this, blah, 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 blah. Well,
blah, blah, blah,
Matt
blah, blah.
Hansen, he actually put this on Twitter as well, but he deleted his Twitter. But this message,
He went on Blue Sky like a little bitch.
everything that he said is still up on Blue Sky. So in my mind, he clearly stands on this. He responded to Elon Musk and Grums and said sickos.jpg, basically calling them sickos, and said, I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game.
We already know this.
And I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait until you see the default, you sad little shit. Wow. People are wringing their hands over the statement and saying that Matt Hansen disrespected all gamers and that he disrespected Avowed's customers.
Yes. Yes. Do not shift this in a different way. Otherwise, I'm going to get a little tilted. It is exactly what he said. He's not making a video game. Does it sound like he's making a video game like, oh man, go to this mystic land, Avowed, Aora, man, it's like Pillars of Eternity 3. Oh man, welcome to this lore. Oh man, but guys, give the game a chance. Oh man, I want you to see what I got. No, he said, this is what I made. I did it to get at the fucking Red Wingers, and I can't wait for you to get at this, you sad little shit. Slandered, I'm going to question you if everybody unanimously believes this was fucking wrong.
That's a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry. A developer saying something disrespectful to Elon Musk and Grums is not somehow disrespectful to all gamers.
I like how the music is picking up, like Slandered Gaming is like a new mid boss. Not like a boss, but a mid boss. Let's be honest here. I like how the music is picking up, and it's just like, dude, he literally just said it though. Yes, he did. And to all gamers, yes, he just said it. Transitioning into phase 2. I'm over here just like, bro, everybody unanimously believes that, man. Also Slandered Gaming. I don't know if you know this, but he deleted all those tweets, all those little Blue Sky little things, and he also deleted his Twitter account because, if I remember correctly, Elon Musk went to the Microsoft CEO and basically said, "Is this who you're working for? Is this who you hired?" So whatever's happening right now, I wish I was a fly in Obsidian right now. Whatever is happening now, he is trying to backpedal right now because he's afraid of getting fired. That's what's happening. I did the research. Maybe you didn't. But for you to actually be disingenuous and say that, oh, nothing's going wrong. Whatever he said was just fine. Bring up that music again.
It is not, and I'm sorry. Let me like take it on the opposite end, because of course these are right wingers, right? Let's say that I don't know who would you use to try to say that they represent
right wingers. Some of us are right, some of us are left. All of us are gamers. Don't know why you would bring that up, but okay.
And if you disrespect them, you're clearly disrespecting me as well. I don't even know. Like, let me choose.
You don't even know? You just said it right there. Do you want me to bring up the other tweet? No, I think he already has the other tweet in this video. We'll see.
Like a left-wing black Al Sharpton.
Bro, why is he bringing up Al Sharpton? Why is it that he just brought up Matt Hansen's little tweet, and now he's just like, listen, I don't... Mid-boss, ready, fight. It's like, oh shit! Oh shit! Grab your sword! Get your staff! It's like, you remember that priest in fucking Attack on Titan? You remember that priest in Attack on Titan that was screaming bloody murder? And as soon as people found out that there were literal titans, a secret that the church kept to themselves, people found out that there were titans in the walls, and he kept his mouth shut. Like he was like, everything's fine, and then he's like, yeah, but what about this wall? And then this is basically it. This is just like, you know.
Let's say that Obsidian is coming out with a game. Al Sharpton doesn't like it. He comes out publicly and says, I don't like this. I don't think this should be in your game. And then an Obsidian dev responds and they say, Al Sharpton, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I'm not gonna get on my high horse on my channel and say, well, he disrespected all gamers.
Hey, we would appreciate it if you get the pronouns out of the avowed. It doesn't match with the overall lore mythos vibe of Aora, avowed, Obsidian. Could you please do that, please? Fuck you. Okay. I will take my $70 elsewhere. You have a good day. See how fast you lose a job when you do that. Hey, Slandered Gaming, if somebody disagrees with you in your chat or comments, say fuck you to him. How about I'm disagreeing with you, tell me fuck you. How about anybody else got a business out there right now? Anybody else? Anybody else down here? A lot of people in my chat don't want pronouns. Are you going to say fuck you to them? You need to realize what you're exactly saying, because people won't align with what you say. You need to realize that there are other people in the fucking room. There is a mass majority of people that don't want pronouns. Will people still play the game? Absolutely. But most people don't want pronouns and they don't believe it. But they'll shrug it. Some will shrug it. Most people will not play it. That's what happened with Veilguard. That's what happened with these other games with pronouns. We want to bring up Baldur's Gate 3 again. I don't want to talk. We already discussed Baldur's Gate 3 thing. I already told you. Here's the thing. You run a business, and when you say dumb shit like this on social media, you are not only affect yourself and your own job, you also affect the rest of the team. Everybody knows that if you have a business, you need to watch what you say. Otherwise, what you say will affect people that are higher than you, and also definitely people lower than you. Because here's two sides of this. Either you get fired, or somebody else gets fired for your fuck up. Because let me tell you, if you want a bloodbath in the world, let everybody that had a bad day at work just say fuck you, or hit somebody over the head. You know, he's like, hey, you got my order wrong. And then that person at the restaurant just does two fingers, two middle fingers. Watch how fast the fire spreads. This is 101 in business. I don't know why he doesn't grasp this. When you work at a business, you need to be what? Professional.
Disrespected his customers. How can he do this? Blah, 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 blah. What are y'all talking about? What are you all talking?
I like how he says, "What are you all talking about?" So there's more than one person that disagrees with what you're saying. So that means you're in agreement that there's a lot of people that disagree. Oh, we're just a small minority, just like 3 people, you know. We're just going to ignore the 4,000 people that like this old message. It might have grown by next. Okay.
Talking about. He's got an issue with Elon Musk and Grums. That
Why?
has nothing to do with gamers at large. It is.
Yes, it does. You make a product, you make a video game, and you are a developer, and you are part of Microsoft now. I firmly believe that ever since Obsidian went with Microsoft, shit hit the fan. You are a product of your own environment. This is who you are now. People will see what you make. People will see what you say.
Nothing to do with gamers in general. And I'm sorry, again, there are absolutely gamers who are not a fan of pronouns.
Oh, no. Well, wow. You should have said that in the first place. Oh, no. Wow. But this is where he backpedals again. There are people that don't like pronouns, but it's like George, Penny, Cindy, we got Tyrone, we got Linda. It's only like 5 people.
Absolutely gamers who would prefer not to have pronouns in their games. The amount of gamers who will not play a good game specifically because it has pronouns, minuscule.
How?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Every time he's going to bring up Baldur's Gate 3. Any other game with pronouns that was a good game? Anybody else?
Has already proven this.
We got that. Obviously, gamers love the game. Baldur's Gate 3. You mean the game that was subtle and anybody that, you know that drag queen that drag queen that was in fucking Baldur's Gate 3 on Act 3? Yeah, I killed that fucking weird ass little fucker cuz I had an option to. Okay? I ain't gonna have no drag people in my fucking game. I killed that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. It's my fucking game. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Because that is why Baldur's Gate 3 is great. I can choose to do whatever the hell I want. Did I know that Asterion fucked a bear? Yes, I did. Did I make sure to kill Asterion before that happened? Yes, I did. Did I need to do that? No. The beautiful thing of choice here. Because if I'm correct, you have to do pronouns. You have to do tops. You have to choose. Well, top surgery scars, you have to choose. With pronouns, you have to do pronouns in Veilguard. These are all political ideologies that should not be in the game because Veilguard focused mostly on political ideology and bad, shitty fucking writing, and whoever did that writing, Patrick Weeks, should be fucking fired. But now they're moving over to Mass Effect 5. So you gotta give people at a level. You need to realize something, Slandered. You need to realize something. When you put political ideology in a video game, you need to make sure that your fucking game is Baldur's Gate 3, my dude. You have just confirmed that twice now. Because if you're going to put some political ideology, you better make sure that you have enough room. You better make sure that you got Wukong and Baldur's Gate 3 numbers of a good game. Because you're right. People will play the game. They'll reluctantly play the game, but you got to make sure, here's the one important part. You got to cough up some fucking money to play the game. You gotta cough up money. These games ain't for free. So when you're pandering and you're focusing on bad writing and you're focusing on players not having a choice, When you're doing this sort of what did Matt Hansen just say? He wanted to make sure that this game was woke as fuck. So he doesn't want to focus on the game, because I didn't hear him say anything about a fucking game. I didn't hear him say anything about a fucking game. Did you hear anything? I didn't hear him say anything that was game worthy. It didn't sound like PR to me. It sounded like he was drunk one day and wanted to say something stupid. Still racist though, but I'm not going to give him a slide on that.
There are other games we can mention as well.
Mention those games, please.
Pronouns are not a deciding factor.
Okay, he won't mention the other games. See, he won't mention the other games because those games are either minuscule, indie, or just they're not there. He could have mentioned Concord, but we all unanimously didn't play Concord, so maybe he's fucking wrong.
So even him in ridiculing them for being upset about pronouns, it's not disrespectful to all gamers.
We're going to keep going.
It's not. And so all this nonsense about, oh my God, how could a dev say this? I don't agree. But let's take it a step further, because I feel like the discourse about these devs who have all of a sudden become much more aggressive and are having much more ugly interactions with some people on the internet, this discourse is completely dishonest about what's actually happening.
What are you talking about? You just said that the discourse, and you just said it right there. These developers are out here spreading discourse. CD Projekt Red did it. The people that are shilling for fucking Veilguard did it. The people fucking Avowed just did it. And you're just saying, that's not what we're talking about. And I'm like, then nigga, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? It's like this developer right here just said that if you don't want pronouns, well, go fuck yourself. Well, I also don't want pronouns, Timmy. Me too. I don't want pronouns either, Larry. So he's just saying fuck all of us? Yeah, he pretty much is. Well, I guess I won't buy their game. Point blank, period, story over, the end.
All right, and I feel like if you're going to talk about this, you have to be willing to talk about both sides. I'm not going to pull from a year ago or a few months ago or try to pull from something that isn't really relevant to him anymore. Let's go to just this week. We're on the Twitter page of Eddie Fade. Eddie is trans, and he's a content creator who
it's a fucking woman
who makes a lot of BioWare related content. He's recently been in a pretty intense online battle with a content creator called Nure, who got banned from EA Play for at least a week. She might be back on now, and blamed Eddie and I think also Kayla Elizabeth for it, and basically said that she got banned because they reported her. But when you look at her content, it becomes pretty apparent why she got banned. Trigger warning for all of you before I play this. She repeatedly says that BioWare devs should kill themselves. I'll give a few seconds here in case some of you would prefer to fast forward this video instead of watching it. For those who are still here, let's go ahead and play it.
Kill yourselves, genuinely. Genuinely, never touch a single video game ever in the history of ever. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna remember your names, and I'm gonna fucking look for you in every single game that I play nowadays. I am. Every single bitch that has praised and fucking gloated about being a fucking writer for this game on Twitter, count your fucking days. You're not gonna be writing anything but a fan fiction like the rest of us fucking delusional bitches until the day you die. Because let me tell you something, if I find you in another video game, I'm gonna sound the fucking alarm. Everyone is gonna know that you're working on that game, and I'm gonna do my hardest for you to never have work in the industry for the rest of your fucking life. You guys don't fucking deserve it. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You don't. Kill yourselves, generally. Generally. Become another statistic. I don't care. Kill yourselves. I don't care.
This kind of content does not represent the majority of gamers. It does not represent the avowed customer base. It does not represent the kind of people that the devs have to be conciliatory towards to ensure that they're able to get a sale. It is not their responsibility to treat these kind of people this way.
I guess he's not going to bring up everything. So here we go. Nure is a loved fan of Dragon Age. We all know it. Everybody knows it. That's just how it is. She has constantly kept on doing research on Dragon Age and has noticed a giant shift. Giant shift in how BioWare is doing things. We all know that Veilguard has failed. There is not going to be any DLCs. They're moving over to Mass Effect 5, which is probably going to be Mass Effect, the Effect Guard. We all know this. Now, Nure, when she said this, I'll believe you. I don't like it either. But here's the thing. When she got a 7-day ban on EA Play, how did she get that 7-day EA Play ban? Because in order for you to do harassment, you have to do harassment on the game. Now, for her to be on Twitch and YouTube, and she said, kill yourself, she would have gotten a ban by now. Did she get a ban on YouTube? On Twitch? No? She was just streaming just today? Ah, okay. So, nobody, she didn't get banned. I think, if I remember correct, Unifade tried to ban her on Twitch and YouTube. She's still fucking here. So why didn't she get a ban? Maybe it's because she's just a gamer playing a one-player game. You cannot get banned off of EA Play for harassing somebody on a one-player game. In order for her to get a ban on a EA game, on EA, the app, you have to go to a multiplayer game. Let's say Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And then you just start saying stuff just like she did. I don't like saying the whole kill yourself thing to people. I like people. Listen, I even told her that was out of line, but for you to get banned on a one-player game, that don't make sense. It would make sense that she got banned for a few days on Twitch or YouTube, but they didn't fucking care. They just didn't care. That's just how it is. Now, she got banned off of EA Play on a multiplayer game, and she just said something to somebody on that thing. That would make sense. So you need to make sure that you do all your homework on this, because if you're just going to skim past this only on the kill yourself part, then I don't know what to tell you. And also, you need to make sure, Slandered Gaming, because you just said that Grums is a minority, right? People that care about pronouns is a minority, right? So this is just one señorita. This is just one lady with Latino heat that just said KYS. That's one person. That's one person that's pissed about Veilguard. I wonder how everybody else feels. A lot of people on there were like, I don't really believe on the whole kill yourself thing. Some of them did. But everybody unanimously believes that Dragon Age the Veilguard is a complete and utter failure. So for you to look at Nude and think that she's like, oh shit, so this is all of you. This is every gamer thinks like she did. Every gamer is probably saying the same thing as she did. So you guys are all meanies to developers like this. So you must be like Nude. Being disingenuous again. You were just talking about minorities, when literally now you're looking at Nude and be like, there's so many people like Nude. Are there bad apples out there? Yeah. Are they all passionate about video games and they'll say stupid shit? That's true. That's very true. Did Veilguard fail? Yeah. Yeah, Veilguard failed. But Veilguard failed. Yeah.
So you would think this is the type of person, since Grumps is supposed to be the one who represents all gamers, right? And you've got to make sure you tiptoe around him. Surely this is not the kind of content he would associate himself with. But what does he do? On his page, he lets EA know, oh no, you've got to allow her to be on your platform. You've got to allow her to speak. She has the right. You have to hear her. I don't care that she told some of your devs to go kill themselves. They shouldn't have put a non-binary person in their game. This was put out on the 22nd, all right? This video of her was put out on the 23rd. That's 6 days now. I'm making this right now on the 29th.
I remember this. This is a wild one. EA is now banning you if you criticize their content partners. Nure got her EA Play account suspended for a week. I like how you can say kill yourself and only get banned for a week. I think that's kind of cute. Because let's be honest, there are people that reported her. I mean, he's actually fucking wrong because she's playing a one-player game. Remember, she's playing a one-player game. Can we all believe that Veilguard is a one-player game? Okay, so people like Unifade or other people that are, that are with the team go to Nure to find that fire, to find a reason. They saw her before she played the game, and they already automatically said to this bitch, they said, I fucking hate her guts. So they waited. That's what they did. Why would you go to somebody who dislikes how you make video games? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You're going to have to go to a lot of people, by the way. Yeah, why would you do that? She was live, so why did she get banned on ePlay? I thought she would get banned on YouTube or Twitch. No? Oh, it was fine for her to say it on those platforms? It's cool. Apparently to them, because they must have already reported. So they, on purpose, go to her. Go to her. Because they fucking hate her. They've already decided that they fucking hate her. They're looking for a reason. That's just how it is.
It's been 6.
It's like she didn't harass anyone at EA. She was critical of her content creators. Nure believes it was either Kala Elizabeth or Unifade Walker. Who was it? I think it was fucking Unifade, because Unifade and Nure were on each other's throat the whole damn time. She was expressing her opinion on a game, and EA apparently can't have that. Even though one of her comments were posted on EA forums, but were on Twitch and YouTube. Like I said, it was on Twitch and YouTube. Why didn't she get reported on that? Why didn't she get flagged on those? Maybe it's because they don't really care.
I'm making this right now on the 29th. It's been 6 days since that came out. I'm not on Twitter all the time. All right, I come on Twitter very, very sparingly. Grumps literally sits on Twitter all day, every day. He knows. He knows. He saw that video. He knows. He does not care. Because these are the people that he wants to defend. He wants to empower people. Whoever has an issue with pride content in games, he wants.
She's well known. She's been well known on Hypnotic. She was on Hypnotic's channel. She was well known. She was the big component to This Is Complete Trash. A lot of people go to her channel because she's got all that fucking Latino heat, bro. Also, she's pretty. She's pretty and she's fucking angry. People go up to her and they're like, yeah, I agree. Fucking Veilguard fucking sucks. And they go to her. And then that led to her being followed by Hypnotic and other people, and Demian. Also went up to with Grums. Obviously, I'm also in agreement with Grums, Hypnotic, Veridark. I'm not getting seen. So what you talking about? What you talking about? This is just one of the smallest bit of news, but it is news. So he just found that news and thought it was very interesting because it is. So what you mean? It's not like he can go to every single person that agrees with him and then just find a snippet. That would be a lot of fucking work. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Wants to ensure they're empowered to say whatever they want.
What's wrong with that? Anybody else want to get empowered to say whatever you want? Sounds good to me. Anybody ever heard of free speech? Free speechers in the house? Hey, free speechers in the house. Let me hear you out. Free speechers. Free speech.
And devs are getting tired of it. They are getting tired of being spoken about in this manner.
For only 7 days. Only 7 days. They didn't really do shit.
Let's bring up another example. Back in October, Mighty Keith said, hey, this podcast for JT Smash that Grums was also on, they spoke about a man's gaming company and called it Spear Trucker Studios. I'm not going to bother playing the video. Most of you have already seen it, but Asmongold was kind enough to explain to us what Spear Trucker is. Spear Trucker is a racial term used for black people that doesn't have any other use or cultural relevance. While it's not one of the mainstream racial slurs, advanced racism enjoyers use it quite frequently. Grums was on this podcast with these people. Only one of them said Spear Trucker. All of them were racist toward him. All of them made it clear, hey, we think very, very little of a black man having his own platform.
That's actually disingenuous, because there were actually two people up on top of that podcast that were just like, Jesus, bro, you're going to get us flagged, bro. And also, can we all agree that we have fucking, bro, the spear checker joke? Anybody else have friends? Anybody else? Anybody else have friends? Me and my friends say the darkest shit ever. Me and my friends, I don't even think we can have that conversation. The conversation of what we say. Me and my friends say some pretty dark shit to each other. I like who said this. Advanced racism enjoyer is great to casual racists to 2009 COD lobby. That's basically it. This is COD lobby talk. There's been racist. So, also, can I also add something? So what? So what? There's also some people that say white jokes on that channel. Did you know that? There's also people that do Puerto Rican jokes on that channel. Oh, but since it's a black joke, a black racist joke, now it's seen. There were white jokes on that channel. I watch this podcast all the time. There were white jokes, Puerto Rican jokes. There were little people jokes. There were trans jokes. There were jokes all around. You need to look at this podcast and be like, South Park. This is just friend talk. This is what they do. People don't like. I totally forgot to add this part. Their channel's still up. None of them at all. Again, with this, by the way, this is the second time that you've shown me an example where they definitely got reported, but their channel remained. And also, let me repeat myself again for you, those of you who might be in a disagreement. Freedom of speech. I am not going to take away what you say. I'm not going to take away what you say. Will I ban you if you say something super, super crazy? Maybe. Who's to say? But I respect people's freedom of speech. I even have people that have honestly called me Uncle Tom and the N-word on my channel. Are they still there? Yes, they're still there. Some of them that have said some pretty fucking crazy shit, I took them off. But I left it. I left it. You're going to have to realize that these are just boys being boys. Because their channel is still up. So you saying, oh man, well, they said this thing that was racist. Yeah, well, cry more. All right. If you're in your fifis, just cry more. Because when I heard that, I was at that podcast watching, I laughed. Surprise, surprise, I laughed. I had, oh man, shit, there was comedy. It was fucking comedy. I like how what Asmongold just said that sounded really, really, I don't know why he said that. What he's like, oh, that's advanced racism. Who the fuck says advanced racism? You're so high on internet that it's fucking unbelievable. The guy that also got banned, that actually got banned. The other two examples that he just gave us weren't banned, but Asmongold, the guy that just told a whole people of Palestine to that they don't fucking matter. Giving you the nicer version. He got banned for 14 days. The guy that you just agreed with. He got banned, but they didn't. Advanced racism. It's just fucking boys.
Grum said nothing to push back against that. He didn't put out any tweets saying, hey, I'm sorry that I was on this. This is not consistent with my message, or I want to conduct myself. No. He's very, very comfortable in those spaces. Him and JT.
Yeah, because they're boys.
Smash did end up having to back off all this because the creator of the studio, Abu Baker Salim, put out a public statement about this podcast that they were on and made it clear, hey, I have a serious issue with this. I have a serious issue with the...
I'm going to fast forward this because I already know the whole issue with this. Thank God he put, stopping points on this. Let me tell you what happened to Abu Bakr Salim. Abu Bakr Salim made a video game that was pertaining to the death of his father. And he wanted to make a game that represented him and his people. And a lot of people clapped about it at the Game Awards. A lot of people clapped about his Metroidvania that he showed that was, for the love of his father, and he wanted to represent black people and all that stuff. Everybody was like, oh man, such a great game. Oh man, that he's doing a game for the love of his father that passed away. That's great. I'll definitely play the game. Ain't nobody fucking played the game. Ain't nobody played the fucking game. Everybody was like, we ain't gonna have this shit. This is another example of people not wanting to play games with Sweet Baby Inc. or anything that's related to DEI again. Another example of maybe Grums is in the majority with most gamers. Another example, Slander Gaming. Hypnotic played the game in full. Hypnotic played the game in full. The guy that you're talking about, he played the game in full and said, hey, let's talk. Let's go in the DMs. I want to show you the likes and dislikes of your video game. And they were in the DMs and they were talking about Abu Bakr Salim and Hypnotic were in each other's DMs talking about how to properly make video games. They actually had a heart-to-heart discussion. So, what you just said in regards to all this, it don't fucking matter.
These videos about, well, how could devs do this? And don't they care about their customers? And don't they care about their sales? And
I'm pretty sure
this
he's already
is so
said this.
Unprofessional. Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all.
Let me go.
So when I see tweets like this from devs where they speak to Grums in this really derogatory manner, and then I see all these videos about, well, how could devs
He found 2 videos.
Do this, and don't they care about their customers, and don't they care about their sales, and this is so unprofessional. Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. It is not the responsibility of devs to put up with people telling them that they should kill themselves for putting a
Why did she say it? No, let's go down the line. Why did she say it? It's because she very dislikes the game, a game that she's passionate about. By the way, let's remember that video game is a culture. Each and every one of you has a video game that you don't want touched by other people's hands. You think the video game is great, or the video game has already completely changed. Each and every one of you has a certain culture with a certain video game that you love, where you go down into brass tacks and you know every single little incy beatsy teeny bit of what the game lore is, the gameplay, and everything. When somebody comes over, like BioWare or Obsidian, and they perverse the game and make it lesser or not even the same game, you're going to get people like you just mentioned. And the people have already spoken. I gotta say it, show this again. People have spoken. People have spoken. This is the truth that I want to give to you guys. You can say whatever the heck you want. Those two people that he just mentioned, those are just people. Those are just gamers. These are people that love video games, but they've noticed the shift in video gaming. These are the people. And for you to outright ignore that for two little videos. Also, I want to preface this. It doesn't fucking matter what Slandered Gaming has said, because people are going to get laid off. They've already been laid off at Zao because their game didn't sell, and people are going to get laid off for Veilguard. So whatever he's saying right now, it doesn't fucking matter, because who's right? The gamers are fucking right. You're right. You people in the back, you all have decided with your own wallet who exactly is in charge around here. You want to make a video game with your own money? Fine. I hope it sells. It didn't sell? Well, guess what? You made a bad game. Point blank fucking period. Turns out the gamers are, there would be no Square Enix. There would be no Horizon Zero Dawn. There would be no Naughty Dog. There would be no PlayStation. There would be no Xbox. There would be no God of War. There would be no Game Awards. There would be no IGN. There would be no GameSpot. There would be no fucking all these things. There would be no Mario without you, the gamer. Because everything comes down to what he just said. What did he say? It's all about the money. So when the people that are upset with your game, I would think, shut your fucking mouth and get back on the grindstone. Get back on the grindstone. This is very important. Or if you want to say something online, try to be civil about it. It does not matter what your it does not matter what your customers have said. You need to reach them at a certain level of professionalism, because if you don't, they will not take you seriously. Just like what he just said. Matt Hansen, just like what he would say. We're not on the line here. They are on the line. Oh, I'm going to lose a job? I don't work as a game developer. I either work as a nurse, FedEx, I work at a restaurant. I do these small sort of jobs, and now these developers want 70 or 90 bucks out of my fucking pocket. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Fuck, like you just said, fuck all that. You want my 70 bucks? Bow to me and beg for it. You want my 90 bucks? You want me to get that 5-day early access? You better give me something or suck my toes that says, oh shit, this is worth the money that I've spent. Because customer is king.
Binary person.
I want to get to this one right now.
that is absolutely deeply problematic. So of course, a bunch of people got upset about what Matt Hansen said, and they started digging through his old tweets. And they came up with this one. Reminder to black artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews or
This
job
is Matt
advice.
Hansen.
My DMs are open, and you will always have my priority. We got too many crusty white dudes in this field. Please let me help you replace me one day. I want to go back to living in the woods.
Never lived in
This
worked in the
comment
woods.
is problematic on multiple levels. First of all, this is DEI done wrong.
How is it DEI done wrong if he hasn't gotten fired yet? The reason why he didn't get fired is because Microsoft is run by a CEO that has a father that used to run that used to run what's the word I'm looking for? That used to run the same sort of thing, like the whole Marxism and DEI sort of nonsense. So of course the CEO, his son, believes in this sort of Marxism sort of idea. So when the CEO has not fired this certain individual, I have not heard that he has gotten fired yet, he is in the same mindset of this. So like you just said, and I keep repeating this, it's all about the money. It is not about underrepresented people. All of you that are being supposedly underrepresented are being used. You are being used. Point blank, period. You want to bring a black gay woman in here? That's money right there. Bring him in. You want to bring in some LGBT people in here? Bring him in. Trans person, you cut your dick off? Sweet. Bring that person in. Ching, 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 ching. You know where that money goes? Straight to the fucking publishers. They get that sweet, sweet money. DEI done wrong? Nigga, they got that money. They cashed their check in. This is working as intended. DEI done wrong. You want to know what good DEI is? DEI getting rid of. You want to get together and have multiple people work together? Easy. Get rid of it. What? How is life without DEI? Oh, that's right. Things were running fairly smoothly. Of course, there were problems, but things were running pretty smoothly. Acting like, oh shit, black people can't get jobs. Nigga, black people had jobs before DEI. Let me bring you up a little video here, chat. Because I think we're done with this video. I think you guys have seen enough of him. Let me end it at this little thing with Dr. Phil and a couple other brothers.
Does DEI work?
Yes. I have seen tremendous success in...
Are you aware there are 100 studies that suggest that it doesn't work?
There are also studies show that it does work. If you look at the Harvard Business Review, Deloitte...
Well, let's look at the Harvard Business Review, because they actually did a study. The study found that over 5 years, 800 plus businesses consistently lost diversity in their managers, that no improvement in the proportions of white women, blacks, Hispanics, and Asians, and the participants feel external power trying to control their behavior.
Mm-hmm. So,
who has said they want to control behavior? That's right. The CEO of BlackRock. That man has a lot of fucking power and a lot of money.
I can only lean on my experience. So I've worked for 13 different companies throughout the course of my career. And what I have seen is that employee engagement increases, employees care about diversity programs, candidates care. I'm coming from a recruiting background. Candidates ask about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and it is important to them. There have been studies on Glassdoor that have shown that a good percentage of people will...
Hey, Slander Gaming. Hey, it's working out. Anyway, let's continue the video.
...not accept an offer with a company that doesn't have intentional DE&I programs and initiatives.
Talk to me, Pastor.
Okay, so...
Preach on, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a few things. If DEI works anywhere, it has to work everywhere. Let me tell you where DEI does not work. The NBA and the NFL. Where are the Asian, Latino, and Hispanic basketball and football players? Where are the black guys in the National Hockey League? Those businesses are performance-based. It really comes down to, Dr. Phil, the issue of justice. And if you really want to go deep to the heart of this, and when I say that DEI treats the symptom but not the sickness, America is in a new civil war right now. The first civil war was the North versus the South. The new civil war is a war of ideologies concerning justice. And it's really going to come down to who gets to define what justice is, whether that's biblical justice or social justice. When moral law stands alone and DEI initiatives are based upon that, somebody gets to pretend that they are God.
I want to bring another important voice to this conversation.
If you want to hear the rest of this, I will leave it down in a link. I'll give you the link right now. But basically, yes, someone is playing God. But anyway, that's my video, guys. I appreciate you guys being here on my hard rant. I will give you the both videos actually. Here is this one. And then I'll give you the other one to Slandered Gaming if you want to see it. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show you guys, is just DEI is not helping anyone. It is not. He's going to preach to you about what DEI is, and I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need to hear from him. You just need to look at the facts yourself. I'll leave it at that. Anybody want to, let's see some, yeah, it's just DEI, normal DEI, it's just DEI done wrong, it's just DEI, normal DEI, it's working as intended. I want to be a DEI hire. Bearded lady midget, what's next? Hermaphrodite that's extra rare Pokemon? What the fuck are you talking about? Maristaki does not allow for DEI, exactly. Imagine making yourself in an RPG game when you can create a hot girl instead. People like hot girls. I don't know of any DEI success stories, only the failed ones. True. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. And yeah, let's play some video games.